Good morning everybody and welcome to Dzair News for this exclusive interview. Today we have the honor to be here in Blida with Ms. Sueli Giorgetta, manager at the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, to talk about a promising program which is called Ibtikari. But before we start talking about this program, Ms., can you tell us more about the UNITAR, because people might not be familiar with it?
Right. UNITAR is the United Nations Institute for Training and Research. It's basically the training arm for the United Nations, and it provides training and capacity development activities for the member states of the United Nations in various fields of economic and social development, and also it is responsible for training the member states' delegates to participate in international conferences.
Very good. Moving now to the Ibtikari, Miss. This might seem to be really an promising program. Can you tell us more about it? People might want to know about it more.
Right. The Ibtikari program was born through a cooperation between the Algerian government and UNITAR. Okay. And the basic ambition of the Algerian government was to establish a kind of a model program in terms of entrepreneurship development. Here in Algeria, we already have several entrepreneurship programs, and they are going to continue going on. What the government wants is a different ambition to have a program that could become some sort of a model at the international level and at the national level. So that's why it was constituted, the ambition was from the very beginning to design and to conceptualize the program with a completely different approach.
Excellent. But how did it all start? Who came up with this idea to start this Ibtikari program?
Well, it's a long way ahead, I would say. There was, of course, this ambition, initial ambition of the government to establish a training program on entrepreneurship development dedicated as the main target audience to the young graduates. We have a very specific target audience. And then it was the responsibility of UNITAR to conceptualize how to go about it. So we started, of course, with an initial analysis, context analysis, to understand a little bit the national context here in Algeria, to understand what were the experiences that were already implemented here. And out of this context analysis, we have discovered, to put it that way, a number of elements that would give us really great opportunities to design a completely different program. So it started from this initial analysis to create something new, but based and rooted on what was already good here at the national level.
Good. Now, speaking of candidates, is everybody allowed to participate in this program, or do you have specific criteria in order to select them?
Indeed, we do have, first of all, it starts with a very specific target audience. It concerns exclusively young graduates, either with a university diploma, or with what they call here in Algeria a BTS.
BTS, okay.
Right? So it's the minimal academic background to participate in the program. So it starts by this point. And then secondly, of course, they have to be registered at the ANEM, Agence Nationale de l'Emploi. So it's the two basic criteria to enter the program. And then afterwards, they also need to have very, very good knowledge of French. Of course, they have to have the motivation to become an entrepreneur.
Of course, yeah.
And they must have already a project idea. So
Excellent.
These are some of the criteria to participate in the program.
And how many people can apply in this program?
Well, it's an interesting question, because in terms of applying, it's not that we have a fixed number of who can apply.
Okay.
Provided they correspond to this basic level of criteria, they can apply. But we do have a maximum level of candidates that we can take into the project, because it is a pilot project.
Yes.
And it concerns only 700 young graduates.
People. Okay.
So, of course, there is a selection process, and even though we don't have limitations for the number of applications that we receive, we do have limitations to the number of candidates that we can take.
Okay, so since you have more than 700 people trying to subscribe, how do you select them in order to limit the number of people who are going to join this program? Do you have any?
You mean the selection process or the registration process?
No, selection process, let's say.
Selection process, yeah. Okay. The selection process, it is organized in two phases. So we have what we call the pre-selection phase, which is coordinated by l'Agence Nationale de l'Emploi. And their responsibility is exactly to make sure that the minimum criteria are there. So if you are a candidate and you have applied, you have to complete a registration form, and then Agence Nationale de l'Emploi is going to analyze whether or not you correspond to the minimum criteria required to participate in the Biticari program. Followed by that, we have then a committee which is constituted by national experts, all trainers and high-level experts in the field of entrepreneurship development. There are three national experts plus one representative of UNITAR, who then would do the final selection.
Very good, very good. Now speaking of Ibtikari once again, what are the main sectors that Ibtikari targets?
Right. Well, just maybe to elaborate a little bit, why is it that we decided to select a number of specific sectors? What we have identified in the context analysis was exactly that whatever entrepreneurship development program that was going on here, there was not this preoccupation, to put it that way, to link these projects with the economic and social development strategy, national strategy for economic and social development. So we started from that point, that there is a national strategy for economic and social development, and in this national strategy, the government has already identified a number of sectors which have added value to help the economy to diversify a little bit. Right? So it is based on this strategy that we have selected the sectors. So there are 9 sectors which are considered by the government as sectors with high level value added in terms of economic development, economic perspective for the country.
So which are maybe tourism, renewable energies?
Exactly. We have the ITC. That is there, of course. Then we have communication, we have tourism, we have agriculture, we have renewable energies, as you just said. We have all the activities that are related with l'industrie de l'automobile. L'industrie de l'automobile.
Automobile industry, yes.
Yes, and then we have agricultural transformation products. Agriculture and fishery is also included there. Another very important sector that is there is, of course, the environment.
Perfect.
So in total, there are 9 sectors.
Very good. And how people can apply, how do they manage to get enrolled in your program?
Okay, thank you for this question, because this is also something that we did completely different from the traditional culture. What we have decided to do was to put in place an online registration form. To start with, already saving paper, because we have as a sector the environmental protection.
Good initiative,
So we decided to put everything online, and then they have just to complete this registration form online, providing all the information that we are requiring. They are not required at the point of registration to provide any proof or documentation. But as soon as they pass the pre-selection process, then they are contacted by UNITAR, and they have to provide the documentation. So if they have gone through the whole process and they are selected, at this point they have to provide the evidence. And if they don't, then unfortunately they cannot participate.
They will be dismissed later.
They will be dismissed, exactly.
And this program, is it going to, because here it's a French-Arabic community, is it going to be in English, French, Arabic? Which language have you chosen?
Well, to put it that way, the language for the program is French. Officially is French. So all the training program, all the materials and everything is developed in French language. But of course, national language here is Arabic. So during the training sessions, certainly there will be a mix of French and English. I'm sorry, French and Arabic.
Arabic, yes.
Yeah, but all the materials, they are developed in French. But the trainers, during the sessions itself, they may make a mix of languages, so as the candidates. But we require participants to have a certain level of French, because the materials are all designed in French.
So let's suppose that I am one of the candidates. How are you going to tell me or inform me that I have been accepted?
So we use, everything is through ITC, to put it that way. So the same way that we received the candidates through an online registration form. Candidates, selected participants then, they are firstly informed by email. But we discovered that the youth here, they are not so used to check their emails every day.
Not a lot,
So then what we did, we decided then to start with SMS. So, but our SMS is very short, it's just telling them, check your email, there is a message from us. So this is, we combine the two things, emails and SMS.
Or maybe on Facebook, maybe, because a lot of them.
And then of course Facebook,
yes.
But in Facebook what we do is just informing the selection process has been concluded. We have sent out emails to the selected candidates. So we would hope that this would preempt people to go and check their emails.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
of course we cannot distribute the list of participants to Facebook.
Absolutely,
This is not,
it's too confidential, let's say.
Exactly.
Yes. And what skills do you think that this candidate will develop by being like members of this program?
Well, this program, it also has something that is very particular, that it has, we have developed for the program what we call like a competence framework. So that the competence framework takes into account not only the technical skills that an entrepreneur needs to put in place his own business, but also we took into consideration another part that is called soft skills. Until now, until this program, no other program related to entrepreneurship development in Algeria has taken into account soft skills. So it's part of the Iptikari training, the soft skills part. And then soft skills, as you know, they are cross-cutting skills. Whether you are an entrepreneur or you're going to look for a job in a company, you would need to have soft skills. So the list of soft skills that we have, they are cross-cutting, and then concern basically communication, leadership, creativity, resilience, and motivation.
Resilience and motivation.
Yeah,
very good. Excellent. Excellent. Tell me, to join the program, is the candidate required to have a specific idea in order to be accepted, or like only a project, or how does it work?
Well, we don't require the candidate to be at the level of having already a project conceived or designed. Okay. But we do require that the person has a good idea in his or her mind. And this idea must be connected with his or her academic background.
Mm-hmm. Good. And the Iptikari program is mainly composed of 2 phases, exactly, right? Can you tell us more about these 2 phases, please?
Yes. First, I would like to clarify that why is it that it's constituted in 2 phases? It was also based, it's a result of our context analysis. One of the part of this context analysis was really doing a very specific needs analysis, which incorporated also the youth themselves. So future potential entrepreneurs, they participate in this needs analysis. And we have also invited to participate in this event young entrepreneurs who had already started their business. And what we learned from them is that they have different needs at different times of their project. So because of that, we decided to separate the phases of the program so that we would have first an awareness raising phases. And what would be the objectives of this? Of course, to present the initial knowledge that is required to become an entrepreneur, and at the same time, to present the potential future entrepreneurs with the range of soft skills that they would have to become really successful entrepreneurs. So this is what the awareness raising is there. At the end of this awareness raising phase, what happens is that we are going to require participants to do a self-analysis. It is upon them to decide whether or not they are fit for the job.
Yeah,
to become
self-assessment. Yeah,
exactly. It's a self-assessment. Okay?
From that point, they will know exactly if they can start their own business, let's say.
Definitely, and whether they are ready to start the way into the path into entrepreneurship development. Then reaching the second phase, that is more on technical skills like marketing, human resources, etc.
Very good. And is it obligatory or mandatory for the participants to do the 2 phases, like awareness and then the other phase?
Yes, we do not have a case where a participant will not participate in the awareness raising and goes straight away to the second phase, that is technical, because it is in the first phase that we work with the soft skills. So it's mandatory to pass through this first part. Okay.
And how many promotions will you have?
In total, 5.
5 promotions. Yes. Okay. Can you tell us more about it, please?
Yes, we have 5 promotions. We have selected 5 regions here in the country. So we're going to have 5 promotions per region. And then we have also selected what we called like the wilaya, the hosting wilaya. In the case of the center, we have opted for Blida, where we are now.
And why not Algiers?
Well, because Algeria is a big country.
Yes,
and city, Algeria doesn't mean only Algiers.
Absolutely.
So we decided that for this project, we would do it in a different way also. That normally when there is a big project that starts, normally it starts at the capital.
Yes.
And we decided to start the way around, not at the capital.
Okay.
At least for that point.
Okay. And what will be, or where will be the next location for the next promotion?
The following locations is already next Sunday. We are launching the second location, that is Setif.
Setif.
Followed straight away by Tlemcen, the third polo. And then we have Beshar and Adrar.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And can you tell me, was there a possibility for candidates to check like the upcoming dates for other promotions? How can they follow you?
Everything is available on the Ibtikari website, through UNITAR's website. So all this information about dates and locations, including deadlines for applications for the various promotions, it's available through our website.
Okay, let's move now to a sensitive point, which is the fees. Are the candidates like obliged to pay something, or is it free for them? That's people like maybe want to know.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free. It's free.
Yes.
It is a project that it's implemented by UNITAR, but entirely funded by the Algerian government.
Absolutely.
So
good.
it's zero cost for the participant.
Okay, so it's to push like these students to give best of themselves, and it's of course for free. Good. Next question. There has been more than, I have checked on your Facebook, or like Ibtikari, and I've found that there has been like more than 1,600 like subscription or enrollment during the first week or something. Okay, what do you think? What are your impression about it?
Well, we were, let's put it that way, positively surprised.
It's quite, yeah.
We weren't expecting
It was quite impressive.
such a big
indeed.
number of registrations. We had to select for the first promotion 450 candidates. That means because we have 5 polls and it's 30 participants per poll, per promotion. So we had to select 150 candidates. Based on UNITAR practice, when we launch a training program, we expected 3 times more. So we were expecting around 450 or 500 tops registrations. So we were surprised, definitely.
Okay. And what do you think make Ibtikari a unique program compared to others? Because let's say we have other programs which can be found in L'Enseigne. I know it's a bit different, but what makes it unique compared to others?
Well, I would say it has 2 components that makes it very unique. One is at the strategic level. First of all, it has been constituted in a way that it's linked to the economic and social development of Algeria.
Okay.
So that's why we have this link with the sectors. Second, the way that the program has been conceived is also different. It is a completely participatory approach, or what we call participatory design. So UNITAR did not arrive here in Algeria with the program ready. It was all designed and conceived with the national stakeholders. Okay. So it's already something that is different. Another aspect that is characterized also the program is that we have a very detailed monitoring and evaluation process from the beginning until the end. And then a third element at the strategic level is the factor that it's an intersectorial project. It's the first project on entrepreneurship development that is involving different sectors within the government. So we have different sectors. There are 4 ministries involved with various agences de tutelle that are working together with us in the program. And then when it comes to the program itself, it is the fact that it's divided in these 2 phases, and also the fact that we have this competence framework that was established.
Very good. Excellent. Tell me now about the people who are in charge of the trainings. Okay, who are these people that were selected by Ibtikari program?
We are working with national competencies.
Okay.
So we really, when we came here for the first time for the inception, before starting the project, we actually discovered that the amount of available competencies here were extremely important. So we started from the very beginning working with a group of national experts. So the team, to put it that way, that is now really monitoring everything related to the management of the program is formed by, at the highest level, but a mini steering committee that is called in French le comité de suivi, where we have the representatives of the various ministries that are collaborating with us, and also the agence de tutelle. And then at the other level, we have the technical level, to put it that way, working with us, a group of national experts. So we have 6 national experts, also from different agencies here, working together with UNITAR hand by hand, and to work in terms of putting together the implementation of the project. And then the trainers, they are also national trainers, and they have been trained by UNITAR according to UNITAR's own quality standards in terms of training design and implementation and evaluation.
So it was quite, like, say, strict, huh? It was
yes,
quite strict.
Definitely, definitely.
And to finish, at the end of this formation, Is there any certificate delivered to the candidates?
Yes, there will be. Already for the awareness raising phase, there would be a certificate of participation which is attached with some coursework that they have to do, but we will give this certificate of participation, even if at a certain point the participant decides that he's not fit to become an entrepreneur, he's going to receive the certificate of participation for the first phase. Why? Because he has gone through an intensive training program on soft skills, which is very important also for what we call entrepreneurship, in case he decides to go to the regular job market. The ones who go through the whole phase, that means the first and then the second, they will receive a different type of certificate. It's a certificate of completion in terms of entrepreneurship development skills.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss, for giving you a little bit of your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear viewers, for watching this interview, exclusive interview with Miss Sueli Giorgetta from the UNITAR. Well, let's give you another appointment for the next time. Goodbye.